Chelsea fans, welcome back to Mugumisa Talks Chelsea right here on my YouTube channel, and I'm very glad that you continue to be a part of this journey with me. Now, today we're going to be discussing something quite interesting, and that is really diving into the contentious decision that Chelsea made on the 2nd of April 2023 to sack Graham Potter, and why, especially in hindsight now, it might not have been the most brilliant of decisions. I'm going to ask you to make it a point to, well, hit that like button on this video. Please ensure that you subscribe to the channel and that, yes, you follow me on my different social media platforms so the conversations from this can continue there. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. Now, last season, April 2nd, 2023 to be particular, Chelsea made the headlines, and that was because they had sacked Graham Potter, who they had just hired 7 months prior to that. Fast forward, Mauricio Pochettino did get to take charge. He is in charge, and here we are. He's facing similar struggles to those that Graham Potter got sacked for. Now, the big question has been, and is for me, was sacking Graham Potter really the right decision for Chelsea Football Club to make? In my opinion, no. And this is why. First of all, we've got to look at Chelsea's current points tally. By this time of the season last year, Chelsea had more points than we do this year under Mauricio Pochettino. And it's not surprising that we've scored less points, in my opinion. This is what we will be using to say, so what exactly did we change? Did Chelsea and our ownership, Todd Boehly, Clear Lake Capital, and everybody else that had that decision to make, did they act so hastily as to sack Graham Potter before they actually should have? That is a big question, and I'm sure that you too have an answer of your own on that particular one. For me, when we hired Potter, he was the fresh start. He was the guy for the long-term strategy. I mean, he was given a long-term contract, 5 years, as he got to come on board in that particular one. So my big question is, if you've decided this is the fresh start, why are you in April? Season ends in May, before a game versus Real Madrid. After this guy has brought you through the group stages, has gotten you past Dortmund in the quarterfinals. Please note, we were not expected to beat Dortmund in the UEFA Champions League quarterfinals. He's gotten you that far. There is a Real Madrid game coming up. Yes, he's lost a game against Aston Villa, but it's not like when you sack him, you're surviving relegation. It's not like when you sack him, you're going to qualify for Europe at that particular point. What really was the point for us to sack Graham Potter at that particular point when we did? Could we maybe have used a little bit more patience in there? And for me, this is where I get to come in and explain to you why I think some patience could have been utilized in that particular case. Football is a game of transitions, yeah? And that is not just on the pitch, it's also off it, very much so. Sacking Potter, for me, disrupted the stability that the club had been building towards. One thing is for sure, if a new manager comes in, they're going to build on something, and you're going to learn things that you didn't know before the job. There are so many things right now that Mauricio Pochettino is learning about Chelsea that he didn't know before, that he has to adjust what he thought at the beginning of the season, because he didn't know those things. He was saying, no, we have to win, we have to go as far as we can. Maybe the Champions League was a reality and all of that. When you speak to him now, with the realities that he knows about this club right now, he's not talking about Champions League, he's not talking about winning the league or any of those things. He's actually saying, hey, do we need time? Maybe we won't compete for the top 4 this season. Maybe it will be next season, and all of those kinds of things. Graham Potter, at that particular point, was building towards some sort of stability. And please note, it was at a time where the turbulence was crazy. New ownership, of course, he had not had a preseason, and he was just trying to manage the squad. He had so many players that didn't want to be at the club, players that maybe didn't subscribe to the kind of football that he wanted to play. And then in January, he was loaded with many more players without so many moving out. So it was all turbulence. And I felt that at the point where he was sacked, he was just understanding the structure. He was understanding how he can get to go forward. What he could have used was a little bit more patience for me. And I feel that If we had been a little bit more patient, because after he left, what did we do? We brought in Frank Lampard for a very, very terrible interim, period where Potter could have used that time to further stabilize and understand his squad. Maybe he would have had a full preseason. Maybe he would have had a better guided transfer window with Graham Potter in charge, and maybe would be having a better season than this year. Maybe, just maybe. But what did we decide? We decided to pull the plug and start totally afresh. And that is exactly where we are at. An interim stint by Frank Lampard is what followed Graham Potter. What do you remember about that interim stint? For me, wasted time, wasted opportunity to build on what we wanted to build on. And of course, well, the foundation washed away for Potter. Within that month or so that Lampard was in charge, nothing was done. Zero, apart from interviewing maybe Graham Potter and all his colleagues and all of that, so we could start afresh. So yeah, last season is a dead season. That's what exactly we did by sacking Graham Potter when we did. Now, while Lampard was at the helm, we've got to say that we had other clubs that were solidifying their own positions, because they were using that time. They were studying their squads. They were finding out, who do we need? We couldn't even do that because we didn't know who the manager was going to be. So we couldn't even shop ahead of time. We couldn't even identify the profiles of players we shall need. Matter of fact, even if we knew the manager, he couldn't have informed the transfer committees of who he needs to bring in before time, because he didn't know what was at the club. Matter of fact, he didn't know who he should sell, who he should keep. Graham Potter, if given time, would have known all of this, and by the end of the season, we would already know who is leaving and who could possibly come in, and would be on a better, footing as far as that is concerned. So for me, missed out on opportunities altogether by just one decision to sack Graham Potter when we did right there. And now we get to look at Pochettino. He's in charge. He's struggling. Pretty much the same as what Potter was struggling with. So what we are really doing is, we've decided, Potter, you didn't struggle well enough. Let's struggle again with Pochettino. And that's exactly what he's getting to do in there. And right now, we have also fans who are calling for his head, Pochettino. And what are they calling his head for? For similar things they call for Potter's head. Similar. There's hardly any difference. Same things, same concerns you had with Potter are the same concerns you have with more experienced, who works with better players and all of that, Graham Potter. So, if we are to listen to these calls like the leadership did in April earlier on, does that mean that now we get stuck in the whole rut of sack a manager, hire, start afresh, sack them if they don't do well, hire afresh, and all of those kinds of things? Do we now keep restarting this project, ladies and gentlemen, that are calling for the sacking of Pochettino now? I mean, I'm not here to cry about Graham Potter. I would have loved for him to still be here. I think would be much more ahead of where we are right now with him in charge. He's no longer here. We now have Mauricio Pochettino, and he's doing a tremendous job, just like Graham Potter was in the circumstances. Mauricio Pochettino has brought us this far, and no, the brilliant fans of Chelsea Football Club are calling for his sacking, so we can start afresh again. Come on, guys. Stagnation is a thing, and I think that is exactly where we are heading to if we keep this whole thing going and all of those kinds of things right now. Sacking Pochettino, like I've said before, and that video is right here. You can go ahead and watch it after this one, or even now. I'll put the link in the description below. It's not what we need. We do not need stagnation. We will definitely be doomed if that pattern continues coming our way right there. It is about time that we overcome these challenges, we go through them, we face them in where I come from, like men, that's what we say, and find a way of getting to move forward right there. But I would also love to hear what your thoughts are, because I'm not a lecturer. I'm not going to be the guy who tells you what to do, what to think, and whatever. So please let me know, what do you think? What are your thoughts on what I think right there, and what is the way forward for Chelsea Football Club? I would love to hear those right there. I would also love to hear from you on, do you really believe, with hindsight, maybe you wanted him gone in the moment, we were losing games and all of that, but with hindsight, would you have wanted Graham Potter to maybe stay a little bit longer so we can maybe build better? than we are right now. I want to hear your opinion, so please head to the comment section and let me know what your thoughts are. And there you have it, people. That will be it for this particular video. Well, the saga of Graham Potter's short-lived tenure as manager of Chelsea Football Club didn't exactly give us results. We sacked him and we didn't gain much out of it. The beauty about it is that we have Mauricio Pochettino in place. Some of us want him out. Hopefully he stays in. But that's just about that. Please don't forget to hit like on this particular video. Don't you forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on that notification button. It is the battle towards 1,000 subscribers, and I love how you guys are coming through. Please keep coming, yeah? Keep doing this. We want a bigger percentage of people who watch these videos being people who are subscribed to this particular channel. So yeah, on that particular note, until next time, my name is Desire Derek Ford Mugumisa. This is Mugumisa Talks Chelsea, and let's keep the blue flag flying high.